Hey, did you hear that training camp starts today? Well, it does. What's up, fans? So today is the first day of training camp. If you're expecting pads today, don't. They didn't practice with pads today. It was just training camp. So essentially it was just another day of OTAs. And if I sound like crap and I look like crap, well then you're crap. So we're gonna start this jam off with a few tidbits before we get into the 11-on-11 drills and I start talking about essentially what happened, plays, and people sucking. People did suck today, just so you know. People did suck today. So we're gonna start with everyone was there. Everyone came. Lucas played. Carew was there. Everyone played. So full healthy build. The entire team was there. No holdouts. No nothing. There shouldn't be holdouts because no one's on contract here. So good there. Second thing is they have a video screen now. Put a picture somewhere. They have a video screen now where they show the plays that just happened, so like the players can like look and see their mess ups, which I think is pretty cool. It's kind of like the game where a lot of times you see the players looking up at the jumbotron. Tannehill is wearing a custom hybrid knee brace now. I'll talk more about that in his in his press conference. But yeah, he's wearing like a hybrid knee brace now, and supposedly it's supposed to be lighter and easier for him to run. So cool. Just please, for the love of God, you know, I'm not gonna say it. Jakeem Grant was super impressive. He was doing some of the jug machine and he was doing some like drills, and the ball didn't hit the ground once, which is nice because Jakeem Grant, his first year with the team, couldn't catch punt returns, kick returns. They're always dropping, so it's good to see his hands are getting better. Then I'm gonna talk about who started. I'm gonna give you the starting lineup so far at the beginning of training camp, okay? The starting offensive line is what we all expect. You got Tunsil, Sitton, Kilgore, Davis, James. That's what it's going to be, unless somehow Ted Larson beats out Davis. That is the only switch I can see, because everyone else, like Asiata, he's not going to start. Kenyon Drake is starting running back. You have Derby and Gray at starting tight ends. That's intriguing. You have Stills and Parker at starting wide receiver, obviously. You have Stephon Anthony at starting outside linebacker over Baker. But again, we saw that one coming. You have McDonald starting at safety over Mika Fitzpatrick, but again, he's a rookie, so that's not saying that he won't see the field, and that's not saying that he won't potentially beat out McDonald at the end of training camp, but right now, McDonald is starting. Then you got Wake and Quinn at defensive end, and you got David Fales at the number 2 quarterback over Bryce Petty and Brock Osweiler, but from what we saw with OTAs, that's now to get into 11-on-11 drills. First off, Gore starts it off with a huge first down run. This dude is ageless. You're going to be hearing that a lot today, either from me. I don't even know if the NFL Network is going to be covering the fact that the Dolphins started their training camp, because nobody likes the friggin' Dolphins on the media. But yeah, Gore's ageless. This dude is just always finding the hole, so great pickup. Nice catch from Amendola from Tannehill. He had to like twist his body to catch it. If he could stay healthy, I could see this being like his go-to guy. He always seems to get open. He always seems to catch the ball. So it's like 3rd and 4. We need this first down. Look out for Amendola. He's going to catch it. Then you had a pass from David Fales to Grant. So far in the beginning of training camp, there was a lot of pass plays. Not a lot of run plays, but hey, it's the beginning of training camp. I'm pretty sure when I'm done with telling you guys what happened, you'll hear a bunch of run plays. And then Chase Allen, the linebacker, intercepts David Fales, but that's because Grant bobbled the pass and it flipped up in the air when he got hit, like bumped by by Allen, and Allen intercepted it. Yeah, and I just said about 2 seconds ago that Grant was doing great with the jug machine. Well, Jakeem, stop. And then you had Brock Osweiler with a bad pass, and you had Bryce Petty with a bad pass, and it's like, now you see why David Fales is the number 2 quarterback. Not only was he doing great in OTAs and minicamp, but the guys behind him suck. And then you had Radcliffe, the running back, had a really nice run, and you can give that run to credit to the center Matthews and the left guard Hilland. You'll correct me. And then Howell with a huge run, and with the rules with, I guess, our training camp, I don't know how it is with like the other team's training camp, is the ball carrier's not down unless a defensive lineman touches him, and the defensive lineman didn't touch him until he was 60 yards away in the end zone. So, good or bad, I don't know. You be the judge. They don't have pads on. Again, they don't have pads on. And Tunsil was doing okay versus Quinn, but the tight ends were having a hard time blocking Robert Quinn because of his speed. Specifically, I think AJ Derby got burnt by Quinn, so we got some good pass rushers, or we have bad blockers, or they don't have, say it with me kids, pads on. And then you had Radcliffe, had a nice blitz pickup from Jordan Lucas, and then there was a pass from David Fales to Albert Wilson that was low. But the point of me telling you this is because the linebacker Hull was with Albert Wilson the whole entire time, his whole entire route, which is good because Albert Wilson's fast as shit. So if our linebacker can stick with him, good. Keep doing it, bitch. The O-line is doing really well blocking and making lanes up the middle. So you have our center Kilgore, Sitton, and Davis are playing great up the middle, which is great to hear because yeah, it's nice to have runs to the outside, but sometimes you just want to pound the rock up the middle, especially if it's 4th and inches. We always had a hard time 4th and inches, 3 and 1 getting that first down. So if we can get that pass blocking and that run blocking up the middle, hey, great shit. Also, Mika Fitzpatrick with the second teamers is playing center field. Essentially, he's playing deep safety. So I could see that happening when we do a 3 safety set where we have like Rashad Jones and TJ McDonald in the box, and then you have Mika in the back making sure nothing gets beat over the top. Really great to see. Fales wasn't looking too swift today in training camp. He had some bad passes, overthrown passes, but maybe he needs to shake the rust off of that like month break. But that's an excuse. Come on, you got to do it. The whole team should be playing great. So no excuses anymore. And then Sanders the kicker had a great fucking day today. He went 6 for 6 and he made all of his kicks, even one from 52. So that was great to see. Punt return drills kind of worried me because you had, besides Grant, because Grant should be doing punt returns, you had Amendola and you had Kenyon Drake back there, which, no, Kenyon, you shouldn't be doing punt returns. Then you had Kenyon Drake who went for an 18-yard run with a nice block from Marquise Gray on Cameron Wake, which was good to see. Good job, tight end. Then we had a nice screenplay to Devontae Parker, which was actually executed well and was actually blocked well, which is rare for us. We do absolutely horrible at wide receiver screens, so any screen actually. So good, unless that's on the defense because they didn't do that. We'll find out in the first preseason game in a week. 2 weeks. We had a nice deflection from Vincent Taylor on Ryan Tannehill, and then TJ McDonald and Mika Fitzpatrick switched. So it's an in and out rotation with them just so he can get used to playing with the first teamers. Same thing with Tankersley and Lippett. Tankersley was starting for the first half of training camp. Now Lippett came in, so there's a battle there. So they're going to be in and out, in and out. Then there was a reverse to Albert Wilson that went really well, but the props went to Jakeem Grant, who had a great block. This little ass dude had a great block. So this dude is, like he said, he wants to play stronger than he is. So pound for pound, stronger. And then Howell, the running back, had a great run up the middle, but that shows that we have no third team linebackers because they got gashed. So hopefully we don't have massive injuries at linebacker or we're screwed. It was a rough day for Brock Osweiler. 2 interceptions, like overthrows, bad. It was just bad for Osweiler. I don't see him making the team. I think that they'll carry 2. Ryan Tannehill and David Fales, because it's just not looking good for all the other guys. And then Gesicki had a very quiet day, and Smythe had a nice catch. But those two rookies are coming along slow, which is expected because they are rookies. Gotcha got a nice sack on David Fales. He beat Asiata, which we haven't heard much from Asiata, so the fact that he beat him is kind of worrisome. I remember when he got drafted, everyone was like, this guy's a bull at guard, but you're not hearing much from him. And to wrap the 11-on-11s up, so the defensive team made more plays, big plays, than the offensive team, but in the whole, it was kind of even. Just, you know, some mess ups, and especially by the backup quarterbacks. Tannehill played great. Defensive line, pass rushers were playing great. Linebackers, starting linebackers, you didn't hear much from them, which is kind of good. There was no mess ups, but the backups were. So that's 11-on-11s, and I got two press conferences for you. Ryan Tannehill, Adam Gase. Here we go. So to start, Tannehill, he didn't go to the podium, but he was kind of just there, and of course everyone circled around him, wanted to ask him questions. They also took a picture of his knee brace. I'll put it here. It says Tannehill 2.0 on it. He said he has 5 knee braces that he wears, and he's just testing them all. He says that his knee is fine, and it's like second nature, and he's playing as if he feels like the knee injury never happened, which is good. I want him to be comfortable enough where he doesn't feel limited, because if he feels limited, then he's going to make stupid plays because he's trying to hold back, or he's trying to not do one thing, and just play. If he can play, and he can play like he did at the end before he got hurt in 2016, I think this team is a 10-win team. But if not, then he said what he learned from last year from not playing is he learned to just observe and see how people react to adversity and stuff. So I guess he was just like looking at his teammates and seeing how everyone reacting to the fact of the hurricane, of Timmons going AWOL, the offensive line coach snorting cocaine, missing the OT, missing their bye week, him getting injured, Raekwon McMillan getting injured. It was a shitstorm on us, and I guess he just was seeing how everyone would react to that adversity. They asked him about Jarvis Landry, and they asked him what his thoughts on Jarvis Landry's comments to him, and he declined to comment. And I appreciate that from Ryan Tannehill, because he is a smart individual, and he knows it's just, what does it matter? Like, he could be like, that's not true. I met with all these guys and I did this and that. He's just a lion, and this and that. And then it's like this whole controversy and this whole bullshit. So he was just like, I'm not talking about it. Plain and simple. Bye. I'm going to go ice my butthole. Because that's what football players do when they have training camp and stuff, is they ice their butthole. Technically they do, because when they get in that tub, you know, I'm sorry. On to Adam Gase. Speaking of ice and buttholes, Adam Gase said this was the hottest day he's had since he's been with the Dolphins, which is good because we got a lot of home games in September, and we got a lot of cold teams coming to Miami in September. So if we can get those wins early, it would be good to buffer that, because the last 4 games of the season is going to be hard, especially with the friggin' Vikings. Yeah. He says that every time Ryan Tannehill gets a rep, he's getting more and more like himself before he got injured. And they were asking him about his expectation of Ryan Tannehill, and he said he knows the job he has to do. He signed up for this thing. He knows the expectation of being a starting NFL quarterback. So he doesn't feel like he needs to put pressure on him. He said 2 of the starters from today earned that starting position from the way they played in the OTAs and the minicamp. He also said that Danny Amendola at 32 looks exactly and plays exactly like the same guy that they've been playing against him with the Patriots. He also, when they asked him about Frank Gore, he just shook his head and he said he was ageless. If Frank Gore can play lights out, not even lights out, if Frank Gore can just bust his ass and play great this year, it would be a great way for him to retire with the Dolphins, being that he's a Cane. Adam Gase said that the Dolphins can win without Tannehill. I don't want to test that theory, and I don't want to see that theory, but I guess he's just trying to say that a lot of people like to think that we lost a lot last year because we had Cutler at quarterback, which I'm one of those people. And I guess he's just trying to say that it's the team he built is good enough to play with anyone at quarterback, but not Jay Cutler. Because, goddamn, that dude had zero heart. He said that Tony Lippett is trending towards what he looked like before the injury, so the more he plays, the more he gets comfortable, he's going to become that ball hawking player. Someone asked him on what his thought is on suspending players that kneel during the national anthem. He said no one knows the rule. If anyone actually knew the rules in the NFL, good luck suspending somebody, because it takes at least 5,000 different examples and 5,000 different things to suspend somebody. So he's calling their bluff. I am not talking about it. I already told you guys that. And then finally, full pads are either going to be on Sunday or Monday. So you'll be getting a video from me either on Sunday or Monday. But yeah, that was the first day of training camp and our little presser with Ryan Tannehill and Adam Gase. Now on to everyone's favorite comment/question of the day. And this one is from Bobby Ganesh. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong. But he asked me, if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this year, would you 1, fire appropriate coordinators and position coaches, 2, fire personnel department, Tannenbaum, Greer, or 3, both 1 and 2? If the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this year, it all depends on their record. So if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this year, but they went like 10-6, 9-7, it depends. Like if the defense sucked and the offense carried us to those 9 wins, then I'd probably think about getting rid of Burke. If it's because certain players that we picked up just sucked, then I would get rid of some people in the front office, mostly Tannenbaum. But then if the team goes like 4-12, 5-11, then I'm getting rid of Greer and Tannenbaum. Those are the first 2 that are gone, because they're just not bringing in the right players. And then I would look at why, was it because the linebackers sucked? Again, that would be on the front office for not getting us linebackers. Would it be because the defense sucked in a whole? Then again, you're going to get rid of Burke. But then, I don't see Adam Gase getting fired unless they go 2-14. Then I can see him getting fired. But I honestly, if the Dolphins go 2-14, you guys can give me a punishment. Comment it below about what I should do. Nothing illegal, nothing extreme, nothing like that. But give me a punishment that I would have to do if the Dolphins go 2-14. They're not going 2-14. That's how confident I am that you guys could be like, hey, take an apple cider vinegar shot, and I'll do it if they go 2-14. But yeah, that answers your question. They didn't answer it specifically, 1 or 2 or both, but I gave you an idea of record-wise, and if they don't make it, I explained myself. But anyway, comment below. Let me know what you think of the first day of training camp. Let me know what you think of what Tannehill had to say, what Gase had to say. Comment and questions below so you could be part of the comment of the day. I think training camp is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I think it's a lot. So if I miss a day, I apologize. I'm going to try my hardest to get every day recorded for you guys. But yeah, comment below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. But I always put it right here at this point. Just because of the live stream we're going to do where we're going to have our fantasy team together, I need to plan out what day we're going to do it. So I'll comment, I'll make a video here and I'll have you guys comment here about what day you're all available. But it'd be also easy if you guys could follow me on Twitter or Instagram where I can make a poll and you guys can vote there. Also, don't forget to follow my second channel, The Bit Boys. Madden is coming out in 2 weeks, but I got the Hall of Fame edition, which means I get it on the 7th. So I will be having Madden content on the Bit Boys out before the 10th. So I got the Hall of Fame edition, and we're gonna open packs. And I have my 2 friends who've never played Madden before either, so we're gonna do some fun things where I'm gonna have them play people. But yeah, so follow the Bit Boys. Don't forget to subscribe. We're 45 subscribers away from 1,000, which is amazing. Again, I have something special planned for 1,000 subscribers. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the like button. That football's back. Hit the like button, because in 2 weeks, preseason for the Miami Dolphins start. I'll be doing a live reaction right afterwards. Would you guys want me to live stream watching the game? Let me know. Comment below saying that. But yeah, other than that, appreciate you guys. Football's here. Like I said, next week, the kickoff between the Bears and the Ravens start. So it's going to be super cool. Other than that, like usual, fins up. So in 2 days, training camp starts. So I thought to myself, hey, what are some of the burning questions that need to be answered in training camp for this team? So without further ado, here are, I think I got five questions that I need to be answered in training camp.